So why the first 5 minutes matters? Well, if you've made it into this zone, you're actually more than likely being received by the other person. So which means they haven't scurried away or given you that weird frown or just ignored you. So congratulations again. And now it's time to share some of your unique gifts. And one of the best ways to do that is in advance by wearing clothing that can lean towards an easy conversation about who you are. That's why if you play guitar, why not get a pick and put it around some string and make a necklace out of it, or wear a shirt that identifies you as a musician. Make it easy to transition into who you are, but under the context of being super socially savvy. Most people decide who they want to be with based on the integration of the future social crowds. So if you're going to be meeting somebody and kicking it off great in the first minute, now it's time to really see, is there a possible relationship because of our social scenes? So if you're the type of person that's going to be in corporate America, working 60 hours a week, heading to these really fine cocktail parties and celebrity events, then potentially you're not going to mix and mingle with somebody who's going to be more interested in a festival, or somebody that's going to be more into the arts, that's not willing to attend those types of events. So really the next 5 minutes is really about understanding where are the compatibilities within your social networks. So in those spaces, I want you to try to make sure you're prepared by asking a few questions for instance, if I'm eating really healthy foods, I want to know if they know about them. And if they don't, I want to see if they're open to them. But now's the time for sharing. So it's kind of like a ping pong back and forth where, let me share this about what I'm interested in. Do you ever been here or there? Or do you like this or that? And it's kind of like, okay, back and forth, back and forth. But it's also done as a gift. So you want to be gifting knowledge and possibility in the first 5 minutes, because you've hopefully set it off on a good tone. If you've gotten really quickly invested in a good laugh or people are smiling, then it's not going to matter too much because the person's probably going to want to follow up with you anyway. But in the first 5 minutes, really zoom in on what it is you want to know about the other person. So don't wait to find out on the phone later, because the person may not ever know that you were the musician that you are, or that you're into the arts, or that you're into, playing a certain instrument or a certain type of, lifestyle, whether it's running or yoga or, let's say traveling. You just want to be really clean with what you're about. So asking questions and telling stories, really short and sweet stories that are relevant, because as soon as you understand if you're socially, compatible, then now it's just a matter of, okay, we've kind of ticked the box on, do we like each other a little bit? We're attracted. Okay, there's a possibility for romance. We both have, similar social crowds, or we're both open to actually creating something together. And then it's about the infamous social savvy of knowing what to say and when to say it, because that's a huge red flag if somebody isn't saying and responding as they probably should in, uncomfortable circumstances. Because if somebody's talking about, let's say, sex, and it's in the grocery store, you're just going to strike out so quickly. Even if you make a subtle remark, you have to be very cautious, knowing your environment, knowing, again, what the other person's wearing, what are they wearing emotionally in that moment too, what are you feeling, going back earlier into some of our practices. Yeah. So again, to summarize the first 5 minutes, be clear on how socially aware you are with the other person. Demonstrate to them that you understand the context you're in. Don't give remarks that are completely inappropriate. Share with that other person, your interests through the power of storytelling. Create really short, concise stories so that you tip off who you are. And then also potentially nudge in, try and create some touch if you can. Pay very close attention, ping pong back and forth. And ultimately your goal is to try and get a number or a Facebook ad at some point. So that's your goal. Don't lose sight of that either. But we'll talk more about that in the first 10 minutes clip next.